Rolling. So basically what I wanted to talk about on tonight's call is obviously mindset. It's setting goals. Okay. And this is from my combination of experience and certain breakthroughs that I've had recently that I'm trying to put together into words to hopefully help some of y'all. That's not what I want to do. Like that. Okay. No, oh, there it is. Black. Okay. Yeah, so basically, I wanted to talk about mindset and setting goals and how you guys can program yourselves for the success. I don't know if you guys have heard this before, but success is 95%, how you think and how you what do you call, like how you operate, like your mindset, your everything, the way you think, the way you go about things, your attitude, right? That's the 95% of, how you succeed. And the 5% is the how, whether that's your strategy, whether that's your, whether that's how you mark up your charts, how you place your stop loss, how you place your trades, how you place your take profits, all the physical stuff, like the actual day-to-day things, right? So 95% and the 5%, right? So the 95%, like I said, is your mindset, and 5% is the physical, like what you do and how you do. What I wanted to share with y'all is this guy here. For those of you that have studied Bob Proctor before, you know what this is. This is a depiction, a crude depiction of how your body operates. You have your mind, right? And then you have your body, right? Most people think that, your mind and your body, most people would think that your mind is your body. I'm sorry, your mind is in your brain. But in all actuality, right, your mind is more of like a spiritual thing that exists, in every aspect of your body, right? The mind controls your body, quite literally. So this top big circle right here is your mind, right? And the bottom one is your body, right? Your mind is split up into two portions, right? You have your conscious mind, right? This is your thinking mind, right? This has your five senses, right? Your sight, your smell, your taste, your touch, and what's the last one? Sight, smell, taste, touch, hearing. So those are your five senses. Type a 111 in the chat if you guys are following me, if you understand what I'm saying so far. Because it does get a lot deeper than this, and it's going to take a lot of repetition of this material for you guys to kind of grasp, how you can actually program yourself to get to the results you want. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm at, financially, I wrote that down years ago, right? Where I'm at financially right now, I thought it was going to be through different avenues. But for whatever reason, it wasn't through those avenues, and I'm at where I'm at right now. But now that I'm here, Now I need to get to the next spot. And I'm sure some of you, if you, and I'll kind of go over some exercises that can help you guys with this, that I didn't really used to do, but I've started to do now, actually for the past few months, and I saw a huge shift, in my income because I started to track it. But before I get sidetracked, so this is your mind, right? You have the five senses that go into your conscious mind, which is your thinking mind, right? This is where all the information that you have is, right? So everything that you guys learned in school, everything that you guys learned off YouTube videos, everything you guys learned off of my calls, everything, all that information resides in here, right? But whatever you have in here doesn't necessarily mean that it's in here. And that's your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is more directly related to what you're doing, right? So this is what you know, right? What you know, right? And this is what you understand, right? So something my mentors told me a lot is, to know and not do is to not know at all, and basically what that means is you may have a lot of information in your head, right? In your conscious mind, things that how to take trades, how to put your stop loss, how to find your fibs, how to draw your structure, how to take profits, how to scale into trades, how to find the risk percentage that you should be taking. All that information is in your head already, right? You guys have seen multiple different trading strategies. You've seen so many different styles of this. You have all that information in your head already, right? But the difference between what you know and what you're doing is because what that information hasn't been impressed onto your subconscious mind yet, right? And your subconscious mind is your emotional mind, right? So what emotion stands for, right, is energy in motion, right? I would write a lot of this down and take notes if I were you. You can't go through this material enough. I go through this material almost every single day, right? I even fell off for like a week or so. I found myself, going backwards. So right back on this. I don't want to go backwards anymore. I want to continue to keep going forward. So emotion stands for energy in motion, right? So you have the information, right? You get emotionally involved in it, right? Through whatever aspect or through repetition, right? And that information now breeds down into your subconscious mind, right? Once it's set into your subconscious mind, right? Your subconscious mind is going to act like a thermostat, right? Everybody understands that, when you set your thermostat in your home to a temperature of 70 degrees Fahrenheit, right? Let's say you set your thermostat to 70 degrees, right? If it's only 62 degrees inside your home, right? The thermostat is going to send a signal to the furnace, right? To turn on the flame and bring that temperature up to 70 degrees, right? And sometimes it might go a little past, right? Come up to 72, and the thermostat's going to tell the furnace, hey, cut the fire. You're already above where we need to be, and your temperature will come down back to where you have it set to, which is 70 degrees, right? That's an example of how your subconscious mind works, right? It works like a thermostat. It works like an autopilot, right? Once you set the destination, right? Once the subconscious mind has set the destination, which for most of you is probably 10K a month, right? Or more, right? If you guys aren't hitting that 10K a month, right, this is your first goal, right? Clearing 10K a month, right? Or whatever your goal is, right? Whatever your goal is, whatever you want to identify with, once your subconscious mind understands that, it's going to tell your body, right, which is going to act like the furnace in this situation, to act and then give you the results that you desire. Is this making sense? You guys understand what I'm saying so far? I know I'm kind of like going a little fast through this material because it's my first time really teaching this, because I've learned it a lot, gone through this a lot. I've been coached by Bob Proctor and his programs, and I've paid lots and lots of money to get this type of mindset material training. And basically, it's so simple. Like, honestly, success is so simple. It's not even funny, guys. Like, you can literally program yourself to do whatever it is that you want. All you need is some time. All you need is some time and some repetition, right? Some time and some reps, right? You're going to continue to do what you need to be, do what needs to be done in the way that it needs to be done, right? With the correct attitude. And that's the difference between, you making no money in this market or losing money in this market to becoming a profitable trader, right? That's like it's like the more goal oriented side of it, right? And how you can put all of this into practice, right? And how you can impress, information that you have in your conscious mind, how you can impress the goals that you have in your conscious mind into your subconscious mind, is simply through repetition and visualization, right? To So this is what we learn about in school, right? Everybody knows what the five senses are, right? Everybody learned about the five senses in school. Let me get a yes, no in the chat. Everybody learned about what the five senses are. Right. Great. Awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and clear this because this is so ugly right now. But yeah, hearing, smell, touch, taste, and hearing. Yep. Those are your five senses, right? But the thing that they don't teach us about are our higher faculties, right? All animals have, well, most animals have, those five senses, sight, hearing, taste, touch, smell. They have all those. But what makes us different as humans, right, and co-creators of this universe, are our higher faculties, right? So imagination, intuition, perception, memory, reason, and the will. I believe those are the six higher faculties. I'll take care of that later. Perception, reason, will, memory, imagination, intuition. Yep. I nailed them all. Okay, so these are your six higher faculties, right? And how you can use them to your favor, right? So imagination, right? This is basically your visualization, right? Bob really says to visualize, yourself in the position that you want to be 2 to 3 times a day, and I'll be honest with you, I usually never get to that 2 to 3 times. I never get to it 2 to 3 times. And that's because I haven't been making it a priority. That's something that I need to rectify within myself to get to that. But I remember in the month of August and September, August and September, I had hit this little groove where I was doing visualization like right after I would get out of the gym, I sit in the car for another 10, 15 minutes. I kind of go through like a guided meditation, a guided visualization. And I would do that every single day, and at the time I had like literally $0 to my name, and I was able to attract opportunities, that were able to put me in a position where I was able to, make a lot of money very, very quickly, without a lot of effort. Um, and that was just through visualization, repeating my goals, and just putting myself out there to be in a place of opportunity where I was able to make, a decent amount of money very quickly. Right? Your intuition is something that just like, that's just your gut feeling, right? Everybody understands, like, we have that gut feeling. And most of the time what happens is, sometimes we don't listen to our gut. And it kind of bites us in the butt when we don't when we don't follow our gut feeling. And that's something that just get built over time as you start to see success, as you start to envision success. You just get this good gut feeling, right? Like how I have a really, really good gut feeling about this week in trading. I have my goals in alignment. I feel myself like aligned, with this week, for, to put it in the best word. Um, the way I feel this week is aligned. I feel like we have a lot of, now that I've kind of, laid things out for you guys, laying them out for you has kind of taught me myself, what I'm personally looking for again on the charts, through through this, strategy that, I created and stuff, even though I had an understanding of what I was doing, but, building my own version of it and such kind of creates a better understanding of it for myself, right? So that's intuition, right? And the third one is perception, right? So what perception is how you see things, obviously, right? So there's always how you see things, right? There's always two ways to look at things, right? The positive and the negative, right? The positive and the negative. What's the positive? What's the negative, right? Most of the time when something bad happens to us, we always try to look for the negatives, right? If you look for the good in everything, right, soon you just, start attracting good like crazy, right? If you continuously look for the good in things, you're going to start to attract the best of the best opportunities, right? Your memory. Most people think that they have a bad memory or they can't memorize stuff. It's just because you guys haven't practiced, right? Memory is a muscle, right? The more you try to memorize things, the more it will grow. And you can use this memory to hold the vision that you have, right? So what I mean by that is if you're visualizing every single day, right, you're going to create a vision of where it is that you want to go, right? And continuously hold the vision that you have, even in the face of the facts, right? So one quote that Bob mentions a lot through his course is, right, facts are always changing, right? The fact that, let's do a quick little exercise here, right? Facts are always changing, right? How many of you had, let's say, over $1,000 in your account last month? How many of you had over $1,000 in your bank account last month? Most of you are probably going to say yes, right? But as bills get closer, as other things get closer, that number may change, right? It may be or you get paid, towards the end of the month or on Friday or over the weekend, and you had only 1,000, but now after getting paid, it grew You know, maybe you have 2,000 or 5,000 or 6,000, whatever, you know. Those numbers are always changing, right? Those are your facts, right? But what is not going to change is your truth, right? And the truth is, right? Facts are always changing. Show me the truth, right? And the truth is, right, that we're all beings who can create whatever it is that we want, right? We're not trees. We can get up and we can move. We can change the way we're acting. We can change our attitude. We can change the position we're in. We can change a lot of things in our lives, right? And if you do that correctly, right, you know, even in the face of facts, right? The facts could be, you know, that you didn't win a single trade last week. The facts could be, you know, that you didn't make any money trading for the past 4 years, right? You only lost money trading for the past 4 years, right? Those could be facts, but those facts don't change it to truth, right? The truth is y'all are in here at 10 o'clock on a what is it, on a Sunday night, right? You guys could be doing anything, right? You could be sleeping, you guys could be watching a movie, you guys could be going out drinking and partying, but no, you're here, you're ready to learn, you're ready to listen, right, and apply the knowledge that you're gaining from this call into your lives, right? So that's the truth, right? And the truth is your vision, right? Your goal, your end goal, like what you want to be, who you want to become, right? That if you continue to hold that, once you visualize and you continue to hold that with your memory, right, and forget about what's going on in the real world, you're going to start to visualize and create the success that you want, right? Reasoning, to be honest with you, I personally haven't used this higher faculty too much. You know, so I don't have a good grasp of what this is, and how to properly use it. But I'm sure if you guys look up, you know, the higher faculties, and Bob Proctor on YouTube, you know, you'll find the best way to use this one. And, you know, this is something that, you know, coming back to you and trying to teach this to you guys, it's something that I need to go through myself because I don't understand how I can use this to better myself. So that's something that I'm going to work on myself. But the last one is will, right? So the will is basically what holds you over, what is going to hold you over until you make all of these habits, right? Your will is what gives you the energy to do what needs to be done, right? And until you guys become disciplined enough and turn all of the things that you need to do on a day-to-day basis for your success into a habit, right? Bob says this. He says, the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is that successful people just do what needs to be done, right? They just do what needs to be done, right? And it's not like they like to, you know, they don't, it's not like they enjoy those things, right? But they can learn to enjoy those things if they get better at them. But they turn all those things that they don't like to do, but they need to get done, into habits, right? If you turn it into a habit, then it's just something that you're going to continuously do, you know, because once your body and your mind, your soul, it all just kind of gets into the rhythm, it gets into a flow. It doesn't like that flow to be disturbed. So when you change your flow into what, you know, starting to do the things that you need to be doing every single day, that will become into a habit. And once it becomes into a habit, it becomes, you know, success becomes a habit, right? Success is a habit, you know, being financially responsible, being financially abundant is all a habit, right? It's just a habit of doing things in a certain way every single day, and continuously doing those things every single day, for yourself to grow, right? I know this is a lot of information so far. How are you guys feeling? Right? How are you guys understanding this material? Do you have any questions? You guys can feel free to unmute yourselves. Let me know if you have anything to add. I want to take it piece by piece. This is going to be a lot of information, but I'm definitely recording this call. And I'll give you guys more resources as to what to go back to, if you want to learn more about this stuff. Bryant, Rob, I think that's Misty, Wendy. Anybody got any questions? Anybody got anything to add? Anybody not understanding anything? Let's look at the chat. Looks and sounds good. Cool. Understand. Okay. All right. So let's take this and apply this to one of your guys' goals, right? So we're going to clear this off. All right. And no questions for me. Everything makes sense to me now. It's just putting it into practice. Yeah, absolutely. Need to get back into personal development for sure. Okay, cool. All right. So what is your guys' goal for the year, right? Or yeah, let's do the year, right? It's still January, we still have a whole bunch of time. What is your guys' goal for this year, right? Either a health goal, a financial goal, a trading goal. What's one of your guys' goal for this year? And I'm going to show you guys how that will how I'm going to help you guys kind of put it into practice and a habit that you can create for every single month to help kind of put you on that path. One, getting funded. Two, to get to 175 pounds. Okay, cool. Getting funded. All right. All right. In Brian's case, I know what challenge he's doing. So let's do this here. So 50K challenge. Right. Oh, that's the one you're doing. Right. Every single week, at least, while you're doing the challenge. I know because they don't last that long. Have a successful trading. Misty, that's a great goal. Needs to be more specific. What is successful trading, right? Successful trading could mean one win a month, 1 win a year, just having one successful trade, right? What's assign like a financial goal to it, like whether it's earning 100,000 a month, earning 10,000 a month, 5,000 a month, 2,000 a month. Set a number along with it to kind of get it more along the lines. Gain healthy weight to 200 pounds and profitable trading gear, 50K plus, and spending more time with my family. Okay, cool. That's a really good goal, Rob. How much more time do you want to spend with your family? Is it another 2 hours a week, 4 hours a week, 5 hours a week, 10 hours a week? Try to make it try to give yourself like, a more specific goal, right? Like how you have a very specific goal with gain healthy weight to 200 pounds, right? Profitable trading gear, which for you, you're saying is over $50,000 for the year, which is great, right? That's very, very achievable. And spending more time with my family, right? So that's spending more time with your family part. Think about how much more time do you want to spend. All right. Gotcha. Definitely did think on that. Yeah, absolutely. Right. So I don't know if you work like 5 days a week right now, you work 7 days a week right now, but if you want to cut down, you want to cut down your hours, to work maybe only 2 or 3 days a week, and have the other have the other time to, take your I think you have pretty little guys right now, um or just one little guy. I don't remember, to be honest with you. But soon they'll probably be headed out to school if they're not already in school, so you want to, pick them up from school, you want to take them to their games, or stuff. Yeah, for sure, still a little one in school. Yeah, so you want to take them out to sports, or take them out to have fun every weekend, or stuff like that, kind of help you with the visualization. So in Bryant's case, right? So we have the 50K challenge, right? So what you want to do, Bryant, is basically, this is how you're thinking right now, right? This is your body. Then you have actions, and your results. Okay? Conscious, subconscious, right? So repeatedly, what you need to do is affirm to yourself, right? Because consciously you have all the information to get here, Bryant, and I know you do, right? We've been doing this together for the longest period of time. So see if this helps you, right? To get this information into your subconscious mind, to where your body can act and get you to the result that you want, it's simply writing out your goal 10 times a day and visualizing. And the goal is, I'm so happy and grateful now that I am earning over 10% per month on my funded account from my Forex funds. $50K funded account from my Forex funds. So this is like that's kind of like what the affirmation that I would use, and write this out 10 times a day and visualize, right? Visualize what it would feel like to hit that goal, right? And then along the way, what you want to do is, this is something that I started doing in my finances when I wanted to shift my monthly income, is on the first of every month, what I would do is write out all the money I have in my accounts, right? So I'll compare all the money I have to the goal, right? So whatever that number is, that you guys want to have in your account every month, right? I compare the money that I have currently to the goal that I want, right? If it's not where I want to be, I want to look at the last month. So, and as you start to do it every single month, you'll start to see the progress or the change. And if you don't see a change in the right direction, then you'll understand, what changes you need to make, to continue to start to progress in the direction, right? The goal here is progress, right? It's not going to happen overnight. That, whatever certain date that you're setting for yourself, the date that you're gonna, put on your goal is just guessing, right? So if I were to put, that, I'm earning over 10% a month on my 50K funded account for my Forex funds, right? And if I were to say, that I'm doing that by March 31st, 2022, right? I'm just guessing, right? We're guessing that date, right? It could happen sooner, it could happen later, right? But if you have to understand that each portion of your, like, along your progress, your goals are just benchmarks, right? Um they're like stepping stones to get to where you want to go, right? At the end goal is your vision, like the person that you want to become, right? The car that you want to drive, the home that you want to live in, right? All that stuff, the vacations that you want to take, that's the end vision, right? So take some time over the next week, over the next month, to figure out what this vision is, right? Who is the person, who is the you of the future that you want to become, right? And the goals along the way are just stepping stones to help you get there,
Yo,
right?
Arjun, let
So
me ask you a
yeah,
question.
yeah.
Since this is my goal we're talking about, and just to make a plan. So we both know I'm taking the 50K challenge, and
Hmm.
I've been, studying, putting in a lot of work. Um, what action should I put in place? Like trade Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, London session. Like, how do I put that into measurable action to get to the goal? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like for the
absolutely.
action part?
So the actual action part, like I said,
Mhm.
that's part of it. But before you so all right, so and I mentioned this on calls before, Brian. What's the best, the time that you have, like, are you more awake at night, or are you more awake during the day?
Yeah, I'm more awake at night. But
You're
then
more
I
awake at
have,
night, so you're in trade
yeah,
London.
yeah, and then I have and then yeah, because I hate the mornings. But then again, I have regular 9 to 5 in the morning, so I have to kind of find a way to balance out my energy as well.
Okay. Yeah.
You get what
So
I'm
to
saying?
effectively trade London session, you need to be up from 2 to 5. Can you do that?
Yeah, I'm gonna make it a
A habit?
priority. Yeah, yeah.
What time do you have to wake up for work?
Um, Depending if they're gonna change my schedule, but as of right now, not non-changed.
Mm-hmm.
10:45 a.m.
10:45 is when you wake up.
10:45 a.m. is when I have to clock in, which I can wake up and clock in.
Okay, I got you. So like right around, so like let's say like 10:30, right? So
Yeah.
sometimes I mean, obviously you could finish trading before 5 o'clock, but you know how it is. Sometimes, you're not getting those trades till like 4:30, and then you're taking it and just kind of falling asleep. Um, but yeah, so this is the action plan that I would do. And basically what you should do is, right now, um you're down like some percentage on your account right now, right?
Yeah, 1.8.
Down 1.8. Okay. And the goal is to get to 8%, right? In profit. So basically you need 9.8%, right? So where you are right now is this number, right? Negative 1.8. And your goal is to get to positive 8. And the difference is 9.8, right? So basically your plan should be, if you're trading Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, um, London session, and you're going to be, are you primarily going to focus on trend trades? Are you primarily going to focus on swings? Are you primarily going to focus on scalps? What have you found working for you the most?
Well, the trade that was a winner was going in the direction of the market
So it was a trend
and
trade.
is a trend trade. And, we don't swing, we intraday. So,
Yeah.
we're not swinging.
Okay. So trend trade intraday. All right. That's your model. That's the style that you want to focus on. Um, so that's what I would do, right? And then so how many days do you have left on your challenge?
I have 12 days, but I just have to get it to profitable so I could at least extend it?
Yeah. Okay. Great. So right
So
now,
12
the
days though.
first goal in front of you is to get 2% in profit.
Yeah.
Is only to get 2%, right?
Mhm.
And so you're at negative 1.8 right now. Your goal is to get to 2% for this week.
This week, yeah.
This week, right? So
Mhm.
to get 2% in profit, right? What are you going to need? You're going to need one trade that goes 2R, or two trades that go 1R. That's it. And that's what you're looking for this week, because your goal this week is only to hit 2%. And that's your goal every week, because all you need for the month is 8%. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely do.
And
And I like
all you
that.
have to do is continuously compare this to where you want to go, and just keep it as the next step in front of you. Keep it as the next step in front of you, but don't forget this. Don't forget the vision, right? The vision is this, right? This is your, right now, this is your vision, right? The short-term vision, like within the next few months. But the goal, right? The goal, the action that needs to be completed is, this is the action that steps that need to be completed, right? Your Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday London session. You're looking for trend trades intraday. And you're looking for one trade that goes 2R, or two trades that go 1R. And the goal is 2%. So what I would do before every trading session is write out 10 times, I'm so happy and grateful now that I earned 2% today on my my Forex funds funded trading account, or funding challenge, however you want to word it. And I would just repeat that 10 times, kind of visualize yourself having a profitable day, right? What that would feel like, and put that into practice and see what happens this week. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely, bro. And I like the measured, like the daily measurements of action.
Yeah, yeah. Because all it takes is understanding this, right? And then when it's all in alignment, like I said, right, your conscious mind, you have your information, you're using that information because you got emotionally involved in it because of your goal, right? Because of your goal and your vision, right? You got emotionally involved in it. You started to use your imagination, intuition, all those great higher faculties that we have, right? You get involved in it, right? And your body starts to act in that certain way, right? That way where you feel like it's already done, right? You feel happy and grateful, right? That it's already done, like it's no big deal, right? And you're going to get the result.
Facts.
It's that simple, dude, And you guys can kind of use this, use how, like, the questions that I used for Bryant, and just replace Bryant's name with your own, right? And change this goal, to yours, right? Whatever that is, right? Whether
So
that's,
health
yeah,
related, because Rob wants to gain weight, I want to lose it, right?
yeah.
So on the left side, the first, like, every day, would we put our weight, like, let's say I'm at two forty
With
five,
things
right?
like weight, right?
Yeah.
It's not something that, it's gonna go up and down and fluctuate. It's gonna
Hmm.
fluctuate up and down every single day, right? But
Correct.
the average time frame that I would use for something like weight is like a week, right? So compare yourself week
Got
to
you.
week, right? Did you go in the right direction this week, or did you go in the wrong direction this week? Did you take the right actions, right? We all know how to lose weight, right? Did you eat right? Did you, get the correct calories in? Did you have the did you work out enough, right? All those certain things that you need to act upon to change this number, right? And continuously focus on the vision, right? What's the vision? You have your vision, you have your goal, right? Those are, like, they work hand in hand each other, but the goals are little steps that get you to this. For a long time, I was always just, making my goal my, like, the same as my vision, right? But it's hard to get to your vision if you just try to reach for something that's all the way out here and you're here. It happens for some people, uh, but I feel like it's not practical, right? Like having little steps to help you get there, right? And sometimes you might skip a step, right? Because in the process of you kind of changing things, right, you might have a quantum leap along the way. And instead of you taking step by step by step, you know, you could just have a massive upswing and change your you know your goals at a more rapid pace, because you started to do things in the right way, and then those things compound and you're just at a different place completely, you know, within a week or two, or within a month or two, or within a year or two, right? Because, you know, right now you guys may be setting your goal, you know, as the next step over, right? Your goal right now might be, so you may be here, right? And your goal might be right here, right? So let's say this is 50. You're like, yeah, you know what? I want to make another 10,000 this year, right? I don't want to go from 50K to 60K, you know? Um, that might be your goal for this year, but you gave yourself 12 months right now, right? You know, and if you make little changes and you break it up, you know, you could get to that 60,000. But if you start to do it and you start to believe in yourself a little more, and you know you do the actions the correct way, and you continue to do those actions, you know, even though you kind of set yourself up to go for 60, you know, you might cross through that 60. Or if you hit that 60 before the end of the year, you know, if you don't change the goal, then you're gonna get stuck here, right? The second you get here or you're close to getting here, I would change the target, right? Keep raising the bar, right? Keep raising the bar until you know, as close to your vision as possible, but further enough that, you know, you never really reach, you're never really reaching that goal, or you're hitting that goal, and then just kind of setting something that, you know, you don't think that's possible, right? Getting to 50 to 60, you know, you're going to seem that it's very possible. You know, if I change a couple things around, make like, you know, I don't know, a couple hundred extra bucks a week, you know, I can get from 50 to 60, right? But if you know, start to think in quantum leaps, right? I want to get from 60 to 120, right? Like double my income for the year, right? Or turn that, you know, 60K annual into my monthly, right? So now instead of making 50 to 60,000 a year, I want to make 50 to 60,000 a month, right? And if you start thinking like that in shortening time frames, you're going to be put in the opportunities to get to those places faster, right? And this is something that you know, I used to say all the time: believe bigger, faster, right? Believe that bigger things can happen for you faster, right? You right now, all you can see is, you know, a week ahead, 2 weeks ahead, a month ahead. But the goal is to continuously hold this vision in your mind, right? Your goals are just stepping stones, but this is the ultimate goal, the vision, right? The person that you want to become, the car that you want to drive, the house that you want to live in, right? The amount of money that you want to make. That's your vision, right? The person that you are, the person that you want to become, right? And those goals are just stepping stones to help you get to that point. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
All right, cool. So that's that. Like on the mindset portion of things. Um, does anybody have any question, like, or have any thoughts about like their trading psychology, or any self-reflections they've had with their trading over the past week, and going into the new week that they might want to change, or work upon, or kind of have some type of accountability towards? I don't see anybody typing in the chat or nothing like that. So I guess we're kind of good. Um, so continue to get into the habit of putting stop loss in profit. That's awesome. Cool. All right. So yeah, that's you got to just kind of make it systematic, Wendy. So like the system that, you know, usually that we follow is, um as soon as you're 1 to 1.5 R in profit, move stop loss to break even, right? And this is, this is something that, most people will say not to do, but I'd say to do because it makes sense, because sometimes our trades only go 1 and 1.5 R and then they'll turn around. But it is to take a partial profit as well once you hit that point, because if it does come out back to break even, you're not stressing. At least you banked something, right? The only amount of your trades that are profitable, that the only profit that you actually book and add into your balance, into your trade balance number, is like your real profits, right? Your running profit doesn't count as profit until it's, until the positions are closed out. So I always say to take a partial profit, whether that's, and that's usually between 10 to 25% is kind of like the numbers that I would say that I work with when taking that profit in 1 to 1.5 R, right? And then when we get to 2 to 3 R, right, you want to be taking majority of that position off. Majority close, right? So whether that's, I would say at that point you should be 70 to 80% closed, right? And move stop loss further in profit, right? So whether that's, so that would be like moving your stop loss. I don't know, if you were up 2 to 3 R, right? I would move your stop loss like to maybe like where 1 R was, or further a little bit, definitely a little more than break even, right? Maybe just a few pips above, however you want to manage it from there. I probably in all honesty, I probably do around 1 R in profit. About 50% of the time I'll move my stop loss, about 1 R into profit, if I'm expecting the trade to kind of turn around, but I just kind of see where it goes for that 20% runner, and as as new highs are formed, right? So if this is the trade, right, and this is where we get to 1.5, this is where we get to 2 to 3, and and then this is beyond, right? 5, 7, 10, whatever it comes out to. As price makes new lows, right, I will put it slightly below those lows, right? Maybe just a few pips below these new lows, and kind of just keep managing the trade for the ones that you want to hold. So that's kind of like the best way to go about it. You're gonna have a lot of trades that go 1 to 1.5 R, right? A lot of them, if you do them correctly, you're gonna have a lot of trades that come into here. I want to say 70% plus. If done correctly, 70% plus of your trades are gonna go 1 to 1.5 R in profit. So most of the time you should be taking, you should be banking something as it comes to here. And then about 50% of trades that are done correctly are going to hit this 2 to 3 R level, right? And those trades are the ones, and that's where you're going to make, that's where you're going to get a significant increase in your equity, significant increase in your balance, to the point where it's adding a good chunk onto your equity. So when you get these trades that run to 2 to 3 R, right, and you're taking 70 to 80% off, you just need like 2 trades a week to kind of hit this area, and with the partials and the break evens and all that, 2 trades that hit this area, if you can do that consistently every single week, you guys should be able to pass the challenge. Whether that's an FTMO challenge, whether it's a My Forex Fund challenge, it doesn't really matter. If you're hitting this, you're hitting that, like, whether your challenge requires a 10% a month, right? So for FTMO, that's 10% a month. You just need to hit 2.5% a week, every single week, which is very achievable. That's only 2.5 R. And that's just one trade. If you hit two of these, hit two trades that hit 2.5 R a week, there's no reason that you guys shouldn't be able to pass the challenge. Whether that's my Forex funds, whether that's FTMO, you'd be all set. Yeah, so that's basically what all I got for y'all tonight. There was kind of a different path that I wanted to take with this call, but I felt like this was like the best thing that I could kind of add on to, something that I noticed that was working out for me. So I figured let's share and see how everybody else kind of does with it. So I would love to hear some feedback. Love to see the way you guys kind of formulate your vision and goals out, and see how it affects you guys over the next month, over the next 2 months, and maybe just day to day, week to week. Let's kind of see how it goes. Besides that, that's all I got for y'all. We were on here for about an hour.